Hello, Little Miami Primary Panthers. My name is Molly Blaker. I work at the Down Syndrome Association of Greater Cincinnati. That's me with my good friend Michael. He has Down syndrome. On March 21st, we celebrate World Down Syndrome Day. People with Down syndrome have 3 copies of the 21st chromosome. I'll explain more about that in a minute. Since March is the 3rd month and there are 3 copies of the 21st chromosome, we celebrate on the 21st day of March. Some of you might have a friend with Down syndrome, and others might be wondering what it is. The first thing I want you to know is that Down syndrome is not a sickness or disease. It's not something you can catch like COVID or the flu. You either have Down syndrome when you're born, or you don't. Everyone is made up of millions of tiny things called cells. Each cell has 23 pairs of chromosomes. People with Down syndrome have an extra chromosome on the 21st pair. Chromosomes make you who you are. They determine your eye color, skin tone, hair color, height, and more. 2 people who both have brown hair have similar hair, but are different in many other ways. While people with Down syndrome are similar because they have extra chromosomes, they are all different from each other. Here, you can see that extra chromosome. We think chromosomes look a bit like socks. So one way we celebrate World Down Syndrome Day is by wearing bright, colorful, fun socks. When people ask about our socks, we can share about Down syndrome. Because of that extra chromosome, there are some things that are common for people with Down syndrome. Many people with Down syndrome have slanted or almond-shaped eyes. They have little noses and smaller fingers and hands. They might have smaller ears and a single crease going across their hand. Many people with Down syndrome have low muscle tone. This means their muscles have to work extra hard to do what your muscles can do. They also might have flexible, loose joints. Common strengths for people with Down syndrome include their ability to make social connections. People with Down syndrome can often tell how you're feeling without being told, and they may want to join you either in celebrating or comfort you when you're upset. People with Down syndrome learn best from seeing and using their bodies. They thrive on routines and structure. Many people with Down syndrome are good at learning words when reading. And they learn from imitation, modeling, and pictures. Here's where you can help. Be a good example. Students with Down syndrome can learn from watching you. Common challenges for people with Down syndrome may include delayed fine and gross motor skills. It may take longer to learn to do things like walking, jumping, zipping, or riding. Occupational therapist and physical therapist can help students with these skills. Speech and language. Sometimes it can be hard to understand what a person is saying. It's okay for you to ask them to repeat themselves. If you still aren't sure what they've said, you could ask them to show you. If you still aren't sure after that, it might be best to ask for help from someone who is used to being around the student. Focusing for a long time can be challenging, so breaks can be helpful. It can be harder for students with Down syndrome to remember things that are only told to them. Remember, students with Down syndrome learn best from seeing. While there are differences between people who have Down syndrome and people who do not, we really are more alike than different. We all want to make friends, have fun, and learn and work together. We hope you will join us in celebrating World Down Syndrome Day by sharing about our amazing friends with Down syndrome. Thanks, Panthers.